right. Hello, everyone. Welcome to part two of how to set up a tournament. My name is Jenna, and I'm going to help you guys through kind of the opposite end of setting up your tournament. So last time we talked about the beginning stages of setting up your tournament. This part is kind of once your registration closes down, what do you do? So we will walk through that. First of all, a couple of things. If you have any questions along the way, put them in the Q&A, and at the end of the training part, I'll go through the Q&A and answer those. Another disclaimer, I am recovering from a cold. I feel great, but as I was practicing this, I get about 20 minutes of talking in, and I just end up in a coughing fit. So we're going to just hope that everything goes well, and I'm just going to apologize in advance if I end up in some kind of a coughing thing. I've got some cough drops nearby. I've got some honey water tea here, and we're gonna hope that that stays at bay. So again, my apologies if it doesn't. So first of all, we are gonna start with talking about events and how to combine some, how to merge some. Maybe how to split some out, and then how to verify an event. Verifying just means like it's ready for tournament day. And then we're going to talk about entering scores and how to enter scores and a little bit on the court desk as well. So let's hop to it. We are in the training site. You see the training at the very top here. The training site is awesome. You can go into it just like you would like pickleball.com. It's train.pickleballbrackets.dev for short for development. And it's kind of like a play area, if you will. So you can come in to the training side of things. I always make sure my email and text notifications are off in the edit tourney portion. So you go here, go to edit tourney, and then turn your texting and your email notifications off. That way, if you make any changes, shouldn't send out texting, but I just like to be safe than sorry. So, and you can't break anything on the training site. It doesn't save any changes over to the real side of things. It's just here to play with. So you can enter fake scores. It's not like they're going to go to dupe or anything like that. It's just here for you to play with. So this is a tournament I'm running this weekend. I've already done the work on the real side of things to set up the events, and I've kind of on the training side like undid some stuff just so I can walk you through what I did to kind of facilitate how to verify events, how to combine, and so on and so forth. So we are in the event screen, so tourney menu and your event screen. And you'll see some of them are locked, some of them are not. The ones that are locked have already been verified. So that means no more changes. It's verified, locked up, ready to go for tournament day. So the ones that are not locked up yet are the ones we'll be working on in a little bit. This one I'm going to leave for now. I'm going to go down to our men's doubles 4-0. So make sure you are using your simulator to test out different scenarios along the way. We talked about that in the first video, and I just released a training just specifically on the simulator on the YouTube channel, so go ahead and check that out if you're not familiar with that. But in this bracket, I had it set for aged 10 to 49, and 24 teams registered for it. So as I mentioned, this is a round robin tournament. So could I have 24 teams do a round robin, split it up? Maybe I do 4 pools of 6. Sure. But for a round robin tournament, 24 teams fighting for three medals is kind of a lot, in my opinion. You are welcome to do however you want to run your tournament, right? So if I'm doing this as a double elimination or something like that, I might keep it as 24. But this being a round robin, For me personally, if I can split it up, I'm probably going to. So let's go ahead and I will show you what I did here. So I just went and edited it. I'm going to manage age splits. And then we are going to go to add a new split. And then we can just play around and see what happens. So if I just tested and did 10 to 24 and 25 and above, you can see I have 4 teams and 20 teams. Still not really ideal for me. So maybe I'm going to go to 29 here, excuse me. So now I have 10 and 14. So that's a little better. I could do, two pools of 5 with our bracket of 10 and 2 pools of 7 with our bracket of 14. But again, for me, I kind of want to parse that out a little bit more. So I'm going to try and see what it looks like to add another split. So maybe I do to 34 and 35 plus. So now I have 10, 5, and 9. So it's not quite right. And so the ages get just a little bit weird. But what I ended up doing was I actually did 26. And so I have 7, 8, and then my bracket of 9. So for me, even though I don't love these ages, it's better play. I can do round robin to 15 for the bracket of 7, round robin to 15 for the bracket of 8, and then probably for the bracket of 9, I'll probably do down to like a round robin for 11, just because it gets a little bit big. You can play with it as much as you want. From here, though, if I want to keep it this way, I'm going to click Generate Events. We just want to make sure that it's agreeing, you're agreeing, saying, yep, I want to do all splits. I've agreed. I want to proceed. Generate Events. And then you can see here we have our 3 brackets. You can also see this one did 35 and above, and I have a 50 to 59 4-0 bracket. So I'm going to just go back in and edit that title. Scroll down to the title here, and actually I'm going to the age, and this is through 49. I click Save, and that should update the title here. Okay, so that's how you kind of, if you have a big bracket, you can separate that out just a little bit, or not. It's up to you, right? The next one I want to do is I'm going to go all the way down real fast to our women's singles skill. This one has already been merged, so I'm going to just go a little bit backwards here. I'm going to just unmerge this real quick. So just going to unmerge. It's kind of anything that you do in here, you can undo. And then I'll just delete it real quick just so I can show you the process from start to finish. Okay, so going all the way down to the bottom a second. So you can see here we had in our women's singles, we had 2 players here, 2 players here. Rather than canceling them, we just thought we're going to medal. I mean, they're each going to get a medal. We're going to medal them separately, but put them together so that they can at least play. So obviously we're not getting a lot of people out for the women's singles skill. Our men's singles just went crazy, but I want to encourage the women's singles to play. So if we can keep them there, that's just a few more people it's 4 more people that are like, oh, you should try singles sometime, right? So what we're going to do is we're going to go into an event, click that edit pencil, and then we say copy event for merge. Just saying, yep, are you sure? Okay, so now we have basically a copied event that we can now merge the event. So merge events right here. I'm going to click the events that I want to merge and click merge. Easy peasy. Now, before we go back, we want to see how it says copy here. I don't really love that that's the title, so I am going to change the title. That happened to me before too when I was practicing. Like the autofill, like just scrolls it to the bottom. Okay, so I changed the title to 3-5 to 4-0, and then in the subtitle, I just put in there that they're going to be medaled separately. That gives them a heads up that it's not like we're just shoving them together and they have to fight, the 3-5s have to fight the 4-0s for the medals. They're each going to get their own, and just lets them know what we're doing. So we're going to hit save. And again, 3-5 to 4-0 is now my title. And go back to events. Again, just saying, hey, are you sure? Have you saved your changes? You can most of the time ignore those as long as you're good. And you can see here, we now have our merged bracket. This means merged. Okay. So let's go now to our live console. So tournament menu, down to live console here. You can see I've already verified 40 of my events. And then the ones I have left are this one. I think I unverified the wrong one here, but that's okay. We can run through it quick. Our women's singles here, we have a men's doubles open. This one has 23 teams in it. So again, all on how you want to run your tournament. Because this is a men's doubles open, it had prize money. I can't split that out because that's that we don't have the prize money for that, right? So with an open division, I didn't have a cap on it. I wanted as many teams who wanted to fight for it to register. So we ended up with 23. So I'll show you there what we're going to end up doing, because again, this is a round robin type of a tournament. And yeah, we'll go through that in just a second. So I'm going to start with those 4-0 divisions here. Okay, so I'm going to just go to verify event. This just means I'm getting it ready for the tournament. I'm going to hit save. It's saying this will create 7 teams and exclude 0. What exclude means is that let's say there's somebody in there without a partner. It'll automatically exclude them and basically withdraw them. So if somebody has a balance as well, you can see that. It won't exclude them for that. But the exclude is just, again, if somebody doesn't have a partner, it wants to warn you, like it would have said, hey, we're going to create 6 teams and exclude 1. And then you'd have to go back and see if you want to contact the team or not. I'm doing, again, round robin. I'm not going to do any pools for this one. We're going to hit save. Pop-ups, just saying, are you sure? Yes, we are sure. We're going to keep moving forward. So we're just kind of following this bar actually at the top here. I'm doing a single round robin. I'm not doing any elimination brackets for this one. This is our bracket of 7, right? Make sure you do, if you're using scorecards to configure this, you can do official or simple scorecards. We are using designated cards, so I'll actually go through what we do when we print off our brackets for the round robins. We don't actually use score sheets, but use the score sheets if you're using court desk or if you're sending players to and from courts to where they need to hand something in. Again, sorry guys, I'm just trying to keep the throat moisturized. And then just, configure those as needed on each of your events. This one's already set up. I got 1 game to 15. Estimated match minutes is 25. And then, hit save. Seating. I'm going to skip over this step and I'll show you why. You can change seating if you want, but this is a little bit easier of a place to do it if you so desire. I would recommend not messing around with seating at all. Especially now that we're integrated with Duper, we want to just let the seatings be the seatings. Okay. So, however, if you wanted, I would say the only maybe asterisk to that is, like, let's say these people are like brothers and these are our first round matchups. So if right off the bat they're playing each other and we just don't love that idea, you could say, okay, I want this one to be 3, and you can see our 3 seed and our 1 seed would actually flip-flop here, right? So those two just flip-flopped. And then they'd play a different one first match. But again, this is not something that I would recommend doing or messing around with seating at all, unless you have something specific in mind. So I'm going to skip this step. And this is just an overview of what we did. We're going to complete verification. and call that one good. So we have 41 in our waiting, and we have to verify 6 more. We're going down to we're going to keep working on our 4-0. So I'm going to go and verify that one. Create 8 teams, exclude 0. And here is the button if you wanted to do 2 pools of 4. I am not going to do that. I'm going to just do a straight up round robin, single. I'm doing designated courts, 1 game to 15, about 25 minutes. Hit save. So this process does get really easy. Skip for the seedings, and then complete. So this process does get pretty easy as you keep going, especially if you've set your events up well and you've used your simulator to kind of update those events. Now this is our bracket of 9. So I'll show you here what we're going to do. Again, the pool features are here if you wanted to split this out into 2 pools. I'm not. I'm going to just have them play 1 match to 11 for a bracket of 9. So everything else is already set up just like it has been. I don't have any consolation brackets. I don't have to worry about that. So I'm going to do 1 game to 11 win by 2, and that'll take about 20 minutes per match. And we're going to hit save. Skip over the seating, overview of what we're doing, complete verification. Okay, pretty easy. And I think this women's doubles event, we'll just quick do that one as well. That was a bracket of 8. So we are going to just plow through that one really quick. I'm not using a pool play for that. And no consolation brackets, so I don't have to do anything there. 1 game to 15, win by 2. That's set up correctly. Hitting save, skipping the seating, and complete verification. So you kind of get to a point where you almost don't even read the stuff anymore because you just know, okay, that one main screen, I have to make sure my event is set up, and then I just generally skip over seating stuff and keep on plowing. So let's go to our women's singles event, the one that we combined. So now we have those 4 players in our bracket. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to have them play a double round robin. Okay, so that's where we change that here. And then we are going to do 1 game to 15, win by 2. So basically what that's saying is we're going to play 1 game to 15, win by 2, but we're going to do that twice with everybody. So I would say singles matches are a little bit faster. So does a match in singles, like 1 game to 15, always take 25 minutes? No, but I find that people take a little bit more rest time in between matches. So I like to account for more time and be on the safe side rather than sorry side. So I'm going to save that. And again, the next couple screens are the seedings. So we can skip that and then just go to complete verification. We're all good there. Okay, so this bracket down here, I saved this one because this one I'm going to split into 2 pools. Okay, so we're going to quick verify this event. We have 10 teams in this bracket. So I'm going to do 2 pools of 5 here. So make sure that the pools, if you are using pools, to set that up in this screen here, hitting save. Yes, we're going to continue. For the pool settings, I am going to do a single round robin. For the medal rounds, I am going to have them play a single elimination bracket. Okay, so normal settings, you can kind of read these things, but normal settings is team 1 from pool A plays team 2 from pool B, and then the other ones will play each other as well. So, and then that's our pre-medal matches, and then the winners go to the gold and silver, whereas the losers go to the bronze medal match. If you wanted to, If you wanted to skip that and just go first and second play for gold, silver, and third and fourth play for bronze, you'd skip a match and just go right to that, right? So configure that as you see necessary. So I have everything set up here. Every match is going to go to 15. And then I did account for a little bit more time just because this is 4-5. And I have found that 4-5 plus matches, sometimes 4-0, but 4-5 plus matches do take a little bit more time. So a game to 15 is on average 30 minutes. So team moving, this is where you can figure your pool play. So you can see, obviously we set it up with 2 pools of 5. So I can have as many as 5 teams move forward from each pool. If everybody moves forward, that's how I do that. But I'm going to have the top 2 move forward. And everything else is set up. 1 game to 15, win by 2. You can make, like let's say there's 4 in this pool and 5 in this pool. Like if you had 9, you could make this one, you could make this one like 1 game to 11, win by 2, so that they're playing about the similar amount of points. So you can do different things for the different pools, but we're going to keep it the same since we have 5 in each. Hit save. I'm going to skip over seedings and then complete verification. Okay, and I'll show you what that looks like in just a second, okay? And then our men's doubles open division. Again, 23 teams. So this is a big event. And what I'm going to do, all our pool options here for 23 teams, right, are here. With this being a round robin, we had thought if we had 4 different pools, that probably would be the best. So we're doing 3 pools of 6 and 1 pool of 5. Okay, so I'm going to hit save there. Everybody's doing single round robins within their pools. I am going to do a playoff bracket. I'm going to do a normal playoff bracket. And for this one, because this one is playing for cash, there's $1,000 prize pool. I have the playoff matches set to 1 game to 15, but I want the medal matches to be 2 out of 3. So I've allotted some time with that. Generally speaking, we say about 50 minutes for a 2 out of 3 for like a lower level. But again, for a men's doubles is usually high level. So I'm going to count for 80 minutes on that one. And I wouldn't be surprised if we hit it. Again, I like to be safe than sorry. I just want to make sure that that we do have enough time for our courts, or for our games, I mean. Okay, configure your print settings if you need to. And then here's where we're going to set up our pool play, right? So we have 4 different pools. And for this one, I'm going to have 2 from each pool moving forward. So I want to make sure that everyone is set to 2. Everyone is playing the same amount of games. So everyone's 1 game to 15, win by 2. And we have 30 minutes set for each match. Okay, looks pretty good there. I'm hitting save. And again, skipping the seeding. You can see right here what the pools would end up being. And this, again, is not something that I'm going to mess with at all because it's run off from Duper ratings. So how they are seeded is how they are seeded. I think the only way that I would have messed with this is, let's just say like this whole pool is from the same pod of friends or the same side of the state or that kind of thing. But they're all mixed in pretty well. I would say that's extremely rare. So we're going to just skip this. And then overview again of our settings, 4 different pools, complete verification, and we're good. So now you see we have 0 left in verify, and it automatically brought us to our waiting section here. So this is where we have all of our matches that are ready to be played. When you are ready to start a match, you just go to options and start matches. You'll see if I had texting turned on, it'll say start matches and send with a text to players, or start matches without a text. You can choose either of those options, but because I have that off, that's what it looks like with that off. So I'm going to go ahead into our Saturday, and I'm going to start those brackets. Okay, so I'm going to do start matches. You see how I have one in running now? And I'm going to go here, start matches. I have the other one. I got to go find my other Saturday. I have 2 more 8 a.m.s and Saturday, so I'm going to start those. Options, start matches. And you guys, if you find that you have, made a mistake in how you set that up, just click options, change score formats and settings, or you can unverify it. You can remove a team, you can swap a team. If you need to, I've actually texted just a straight bracket before, just, hey, meet on court 14 for your pre-tournament huddle. Okay. Those kinds of things. So start matches. So I think I have all my Saturday 8 a.m.s running. So those are over here. And this is what I do. I show you. I said I'd show you guys what I do with the scoring. So let me just click on one, and this is what it looks like. So here's our pool of 7, and they are all going to play one game to 15. And this is what I print off. I literally click File, Print, and print this whole page. Okay, so what we say is we bring a highlighter and a bunch of pencils and a clipboard, and we say to everybody ahead of time, when you come, highlight your name. That lets us know that you're here. Or we run a check-in off the tournament desk, right? But the easiest place is right here. We can visually see if the players are there or not. And once everybody is all highlighted, we know we can go ahead and start the bracket. But we have this, we do a pre-tournament huddle, and then we say, we give the spiel, what are they playing to? We ask players to circle the winners, write the score. It'll print the zeros, but they know to write the score right next to the zeros. And then we just go around occasionally with our phones and snap a picture, bring it back to the tournament desk, and then just enter scores as needed. Okay, so I'm going to quick do that here just because I want you to see what that looks like. So when you do get a score, you just click on it, and then you can enter it here, 15 to, let's say, 9. Hit save, and that's what it looks like there. Okay, and you can just keep going through. If you find you need to go to the women's doubles event and you have a bunch of scores to enter, you just click on jump to event, choose which one you're. These are all the matches that have started and that are not locked up yet. Okay, so you can use the live console to enter scores, and that's generally where I enter scores as well. I just, keep the live console tab open and enter scores as they come in. Okay, so I'm going to go actually back to our live console, and I'm going to show you guys the court desk for just a second. We're going to go to our running, and in order to get the court desk working, you have to print the score sheets. So let's hit print. And I am going to, so we'll just pretend it's that Saturday morning. I'm going to print all the first round matches. Okay, so again, this is if you're using score sheets, if you're using the court desk, if you're sending players on a court, off a court, if you're not using designated courts, this is what I would do. You can alert people that they are kind of like next up or that they're in the queue. If you choose, yes or no here, I'm going to just choose no. And then we will mark these initial ones as printed. And we generally do half sheets. You can take full sheets of paper and then just go to like Staples or I don't know, like a FedEx type thing and just get them cut. And then we're just going to hit print. So I actually have to go through the printing. I eliminated the paper from my printer just so you can see what that does. So hang on, we'll print first round matches only. And then hit print. And then I'm going to just quick go back. Okay, so I kind of like refresh the screen. So you see how this is no longer blue. So that's relevant to the court desk because the first round matches need to be shown as printed for the court desk. So I don't know, actually, yeah, you guys can see that. Just making sure you guys can see that part of my screen. And then this last one we will print as well. First round matches only. I'm not going to alert them about the queue. Mark them as printed on half sheets on print. Okay, so now I have my first round matches. I'm going to just go back and refresh the screen. I'm just going from waiting to running. They're all marked as printed. This one is actually for roll call, if you were wondering what that one was for. Just another way to do roll call if you didn't want to do it the other way. So these are all printed. And I am going to go to the court desk. So, excellent. And what we're going to do here is we have 11 matches in our queue. So that's how many matches were in our first round kind of a thing. So we can say men's doubles 3-0. I want you guys, this match to play on court 1. Automatically puts it there. I want these guys to play on court 2. And so on and so forth. Okay, we will just keep clicking away. I am really just randomly clicking and going as... So you can just assign courts. So as I'm doing this, your players, the players, if this was like a real event, if that I wasn't in the training site, all these players would be getting a text saying, hey, you need to go to court, such and such, and your match is, oops, I didn't select a match. Your next matchup is ready. Go to court. Whatever, however you have it set up. Okay, so on and so forth. So as we're going here, we can, if we get this match back, we can just click on it. And this is going to be 15 to 12. And now we know that court 3 is cleared. I'm stuck on 12 and 15 apparently. Okay, we're just clicking on it, or you can, I believe you can pop that out as well. Oh, this pops out to the live console. My bad. Okay, so let's say 15. This is going to be a tight game. We'll just say that. And so as you get these matches back, you just click on them and keep putting whatever scores in. And then I don't have the next matches to set to print automatically, but if they were, then it would go back down to waiting, right? So I need to have the print feature turned on, because the printing is what cues it up to go to the court desk. So basically that's all that it is, though, is as your matches come in, they go to that drop-down menu, you select it, what match you want, you put it in the court desk on what court you want, and let the text go, like you have to set up your text ahead of time. Within your event, do you want people to come to your court desk, or the tournament desk, or do you want them to go right to the court, and in a ref or something will meet them out there? Maybe you have a runner that will deliver a score sheet to them. Okay, so that's how the court desk works. It really is pretty simple to use once you've done this a few times. It's just put your match in. When you get it back, take the click on it, enter the score, take it out. So I think we have, I'm going to go back to the live console, and let's see here. Which one? I need one of a smaller event here. I don't remember which one of these is. We will just quick. Yeah, you can see I have these on court right now. You know what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back to the live console, and I am going to start that women's singles event that we did that was really small. I'm going to start that one, and I'll show you what that looks like from start to finish, because we know that one is small. Okay, so we have the women's singles event. We're going to just click on it to open it up, and then now I have just the option to add scores here. So clicking on it, and then I'm going to just enter. Oops, not 144. That was a tight one. Fit 16, 14. Just, again, making these up as I go. Almost done. I will show you guys what this looks like to medal and that kind of a thing as well. We'll call this another close one. Last one. Okay, for some reason, most of the time the person on the bottom one. Okay, so we're gonna say complete and verify medal assignment. So if this was a like a bracket that everybody's just getting one medal's being handed out, this is how it would be. So it looks like she's got 4 wins, 2 losses. These gals each have 3 and 3, but it looks like Jess beat, I'm not sure how to say the name, her 2 times. So because they have head-to-head, this one has head-to-head wins, so she's going to take second place. And then this one down here is 2 wins, 4 losses. Okay, so it goes wins first, head-to-head matches second, head-to-head second, and then if we needed to go down to point differential, we could. So I'm going to save and complete this event. And as you remember, we did say we were going to medal them separately. So I'm going to go to my final standings, and I'm going to say, okay, you have women's 4-0 gold. Looks like this one signed up for 3-5, and she's got 3-5 gold. This one has 3-5 as well. She's got 3-5 silver, and this one has 4-0 silver. So you're just going through on the final standings page. You do have to go through the process, and then once you get to the final standings, you can assign those additional medals. So it will show this way, but then once you click on the event, it'll show that they have additional medals. Okay, so we've gone through events. We've gone through a little bit on Court Desk. We've gone through the live console pretty in depth. I think now might be a good time to move over to the Q&A portion. Okay, let's check on our questions. A second here. Okay, so just going through the ones that are in Q&A. From David, could you please go over how to send out the text message to players in the tournament that is in the running phrase that say your match is ready, please come to the tournament desk? Yes, we can do that. Let's quick go over to our page here, and I'm going to go to events. We'll click on edit event, and then scrolling down to the texting feature, which I think is down here. Here it is. Okay, so text message for court assignment or text message for next court assignment. So you have to configure this in each event. So if you have a ref, like if it's based on ref assignment, you can put that to the court always, or the tournament to the tournament desk always is the most common options. Again, click on those, like those question marks are there for your use. So click on those if you're not sure what those things mean. Okay. But each event will need to be configured how you want it to run. Okay, let's go. Do you ever allow for longer gold medal and bronze matches? Jim, what do you mean? Like time wise, I always allow. Oh, maybe that's what you mean. Like if we're playing a medal match, yes, it is actually very common to have a longer gold medal match, especially for some reason I don't see as many longer bronze medal matches, but we do see often some gold and silver matches taking quite a while. So if that's something that you find that's very common for you, then and account for that in your timing. Yes, absolutely adjust for that, especially at higher levels. The more higher level you go, the longer it usually is. Jim, are you talking about training site? Is there a .dev? The training is train.pickleballbrackets.dev. Oh, there's not a button to switch to the training area. If you have a bracket with a buy, would you suggest sending a queue text? You can, and that's where you set up that next available. Where are we here? So you would set up here, right? If your text message for next up courts. So that's what you could. That's what you could put here to the court. If you want people to start coming to the court desk or just hanging around, you can set that up for sure. Let's keep going. Is there a charge for text messages for events? Yes, it is 25 cents per player, not per text. I always recommend it. I have texting set up for every event that I do, as big or as small. It's not super expensive, and it's like a double check. So when you're entering scores, you kind of get like a natural double check of in case you entered something wrong, or sometimes with all the numbers coming at you, get at least I do. I get a little dyslexic sometimes, and I always catch it because we always go through every score before we finalize brackets. But sometimes I swap like usually one a day. That's pretty good, just one a day. So practicing, there's so QR code. I'll first address that. QR reader, you can set that up. If you are in the bracket site and you click on that help option there, you can use the QR reader and print off the score sheets. It will get you to, it'll like automatically pull up the match for you. That's not something I've done personally, but I did use one once when I was assisting running Beer City Open up in Grand Rapids, and I found it was just as easy to just manage it in the court desk. But some people love them, so it's just kind of up to you and how you want to learn. As far as there being a lot of info and practicing, absolutely, that's what the training site is there for. So train.pickleballbrackets.dev and mess around in there as much as you so desire. And there's also going to be a copy of this sent out in your emails. We're going to upload this to the YouTube page as well. We're starting to build a database of trainings over on the YouTube page as well. And I'm trying to just get more information out to you guys. So is there a configuration that allows for the printing of a match score sheet after the match has been assigned? Configuration for the printing of a match score sheet after the match has been assigned to a court while also using the print spooler. Printing of the match score sheet. So the print spooler does print off, if you have your print spooler set up, it does automatically send it prints off your match sheets automatically. So you don't actually have to, like, it won't pop up a thing that says print for you. It'll just do it automatically. And then it has a copy of the score that you just entered that'll spit out as well. The print spooler is, I've heard awesome things about it, and I've heard some not so lovely things about it. So print spooler is just supposed to make it easy to have that revolving printing door open, basically. Sometimes you have to pause it, and there's like a pause and a play button to kind of just reboot it. Sometimes they quit printing just for a quick second. And it's just basically, if you can get that set up, it's great. We used it for Beer City and it ran really well. Otherwise, the most recent option that a lot of people have been moving to is just having those score sheets printed automatically, and you just literally have to click the print button. You just have to have a computer connected to a printer that way. So whereas with the print spooler, you just need to have one computer connected. It has to be a Windows computer connected to a printer. So no matter what computer you are on, it'll print spool to that one printer. So it's kind of whatever way there's multiple ways to run it. And not using the print spooler does generally seem to run a little bit smoother. But again, I've just used it that one time, and we didn't have any issues other than we needed to hit pause and play again, just maybe every 3-4 hours or so, and it just picked it right back up. So up to you on that. If you are on the Pickleball Brackets site in your tournament, click that help link on the top, and then you can just search print spooler, and there's directions on how to run the print spooler. Uh-oh, can you guys not see my screen anymore? Uh-oh. I will see if I can get that back. Otherwise, we might almost be almost done here too. I do see it on my end here. I don't know. Does it sometimes? I wonder if it goes away sometimes if I'm looking at chat or if I'm back in the screen. So you guys maybe let me know that, because that would be really helpful. Again, this is like only our second webinar, so we're still learning how this works. And I would love to know the answer to that. Okay, so this is my first tournament with pickleball.com, so I just want to clarify one step in the process. Once the registration is full, I should select verify on the events to begin the simulator and set up for the day. They kind of yes and no. Like you should be using your simulator as you go. And in fact, that's a good plug for our next um, webinar on May 6th, 2 Tuesdays from now. We are going to do a series on the simulator, just straight up the simulator. And so you should be using the simulator as you go. So what's your maximum capacity? Use that. Once you know you are at your max capacity, for sure you can set up your events and verify them. You can still make changes, and the live console does make it pretty easy to make changes, just using that remove team, or you can swap a player pretty easily there. So it's not like you have to go through the registration process on your end and manually register them. In the live console, you can just swap them and it'll automatically pull in their registration. So for sure, you can, if you know your registration is full, you can come and verify your events. Okay, I wonder if it does stop. Once I go look at chat and the Q&A, I wonder if it does stop sharing this screen. Okay, good. Gary, I answered your question. That's good. No, it's blank. Solid. Shoot! We lost your screen when you went to questions. Oh, no. Okay. I think the only thing that I went to my screen on was just I'll have to ask the people who run this or who has helped us with this, but I will ask about that. So sorry. The only thing I went to was in the event setup. So I just clicked on events, and then I went to edit an event and scrolled down to where the text messages are set up. So that's where I just, that's what I showed on my screen. So thanks for letting me know, guys. We will figure that out. And yeah, if you have any questions on that, just send a support message to our email or our support team, and we can get more directions on that. Do you know of plans to add or run an MLP team style event? We are having team leagues come out. It's supposed to be this spring. I don't have an exact date, but it is supposed to be this spring, and I know that they're working hard on that because that's something that has been highly desired. So. And then I just see a couple questions in the chat. Why is copy essential, or the copy essential before merging two brackets? So it needs a placeholder. So if we want a place for two brackets to go, we need a place for them to go. So we need to copy a bracket, and then so that we can then merge it in. Why did you click single elimination for your 2 pools of 5 example? Because so I have 2 pools of 5, and I wanted 2 players from each team to have a single elimination playoff after that. So I guess the pool setup is at the bottom where we had those 2 different boxes of how to set up the pools, and then at the top actually is the medal round setup. So if I choose single elimination playoff, it's going to play the pools first, and then it's going to send my top 2 to a single elimination playoff. Okay, and then last question I see here is when in the simulator can you see the max capacity? Again, so that's our next training session, and you kind of have to run based on the events that you want to set up. You have to run different simulations to see what your max capacity is based on how long you want it to go, how many courts you have available to you, and how many teams you want in each event, ideally. So start with your, like, this would be an awesome tournament. You know, we have 10 people and 10 teams in each bracket, and we want to run 10 different brackets, and then put it in the simulator and see what that looks like. See if you have the time for it. Training site, again, is train.pickleballbrackets.dev. And then YouTube channel, if you go to YouTube and then just kind of search Pickleball Play Solutions, that's our YouTube channel. Okay. I am, again, so sorry about the screen share thingy. I will ask our support team on this webinar software and make sure we get that handled for next time. I know last time it worked gloriously, and this time I am sorry it did not. And but thankfully there wasn't a lot of questions that brought us back to my screen. So if you guys, train.pickleballbrackets.dev is the, so not pickleball.dev. It's going to be train.pickleballbrackets.dev. Hopefully I didn't say that incorrectly. Train.pickleballbrackets.dev. Okay, I think that's it. Oh, I see one more. You came in just in time. Sometimes when you get a division that doesn't have a nice even number, or teams to have a fair number of games for the round. Is there a setting on how to ensure the same number of round robin games? That's not something that I worry about personally. So like if one division has 9 teams and you divide that into 2 pools, yes, you have one pool of 4 teams. So I mentioned in the beginning, if you have a pool of 4 and a pool of 5, you can do like the pool of 4 has games to 15, and the pool of 5, maybe you do games to 11, and that's about a similar number of points. The other way to kind of solve that is to have everybody just go into a single elimination after that, or sometimes you just can't help it. So it's all in the luck of the draw kind of a thing. So yes, there is not nice even numbers, but it's all, I've never gotten a complaint that somebody was like, well, the women's 4-0 has 8 teams, so they get to play 7 matches, and we only have 4 teams, and so I usually do double round robins when there's 4, and so they get 6 matches, right? So we try our best. Like we have a range of points, that like a minimum number of points we want people to play, and a maximum where people start complaining like, oh my goodness, that was so much pickleball, and a minimum where it's like, yeah, that just really wasn't enough. We just try to be in that range. So kind of configure that what you want that to be, what's common for your area, what are your people used to, what's the feedback that you are getting for your tournaments, and then you can adjust that as you go. Okay. Yes, you can use the tournaments in the training site without causing an issue on the real end. You can't break it. Just know they get reset. I believe it's every Monday. So if you do something in the training site and you come back to it a week and a half later and it's not there, it gets reset to whatever's on the live side. It takes a copy of it and puts it on the training site. It's training site, train.pickleballbrackets.dev. Okay. Kimberly, we went through the assigning medals in the webinar. We're going to email a link to everybody, and that was around, I just wrote that down because I have to multiple medals is around minute mark 38. So take a peek at that too. So, okay. If you guys have any questions, our training team's awesome. Our support team, support@pickleball.com. Feel free to message, email, let us know if you have any questions. And yes, I hope you guys have a great and lovely day. Bye, y'all.